In this example, we are going to be dealing with a problem where we have a Venn diagram with three sets. If we read through here, we say in a survey, 400 college students were asked if they owned a car or a computer. 130 of the respondents, of those 400 respondents, happened to be male. 75 of the people responded said that they had both a computer and a car. 45 females had both a computer and a car. 85 female students had a car. 250 of the students had a computer. 80 male students had a computer. 35 males had neither a computer nor a car. This is a question I've asked years past on tests when I used to use Blackboard. This question involves a little bit more in-depth thinking than a couple of the examples we've done previously. So first, let's just start writing down our information. We had 400 students total. We had 400 students total. And now before we can really go much further, we're going to have to make a decision here. Two of the sets are pretty easy to decide on, I hope. And that is, we're talking about a car and we're talking about a computer. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to label this first set for cars, call it C. For computers, I'm going to label as P. And then this information in this problem is kind of a little mixed up. We have females being talked about and males. So we have to decide on which one to be our set, either females or males, with the assumption and the understanding that the other one's going to be the complement, the stuff outside that set. This problem works both ways. However, I think it works a little better if we actually use the set for females. Okay, so now we can start recording our information. We had 130 males. Now our set is females, so if there's 130 males, that means that there's 270 females. 75 had both a computer and a car. 45 females had both a computer and a car. 85 females had a car. So 75 had a computer and a car, so PC and car. PC plus car. 45 females had a computer and a car, so we have 45 female plus PC plus car. We had 85 females had a car, so we have 85 female plus car. 250 people had a computer. 250 had a computer. It says 80 male students had a computer. Well, if there's 250 that had a computer, 80 males had a computer, then the rest of the people that had a computer have to be female, right? So that would lead us to what? 170 females with a computer? And finally, we're told that 35 males had neither a car nor a computer. So one other place here, and actually I'll leave that off for the moment, see if we're going to need that information. Okay, so we have our information now cataloged. And let's start going through and putting down what we know. Again, when you're setting up a Venn diagram, you want to work from the inside out. So the first thing we want to look at is our little shield there. And we ask ourselves, well, who's going to go there? Well, those are people that are in the car set C, the PC set P, and the female set F. So we look through our list of information and say, do we know what goes in all three sets? And the answer is yeah, we do. There's 45 females that have a PC in a car. So we can go in there and say, hey, there's got to be 45 people in that middle region. And then we start to work our way out. So now we can focus on, well, what about this area? What if we look now at the overlap between computers and PCs? Do we know that number? Do we know how many people fall in the overlap between computers and PCs? And the answer is, yeah, we do. There's 75 people total. 75 people total. We've already accounted for 45 of those 75. So therefore, to get the whole region there of 75, we need 30 more people to go in this region. Okay, and we just continue working around. Pick your next overlap there. Here we have cars and females. Do we know how many females owned a car? And if we look through our data, we say 85 female plus car. So this whole circle overlap between female and car has to be 85. We've accounted for 45 already, meaning that we now need 40 more people to go in this region. And we just continue moving along now. We look at the overlap between computer and female. We look at the overlap between computer and female. And if we look through our list, we see, yeah, we do have that. There's 170 people that have female plus a computer. So the whole region has to be 170. We've accounted for 45. Well, if we take 170 minus 45, right, that'll give us our answer. So go ahead and do that. 170 take away 45 is going to leave us with 125. So we get 125 in this region. Okay. And now we can start working through what we have left. We know that there's 270 females. So that means the entire female circle has 270 people in it. Well, we've accounted for 40 plus 45 would be 85. 85 plus 125 will be 210. So we've accounted for 210 of the total females. We need 270 total. So we have 60 of them hanging out in just the female circle. So we've taken care of that information. We're now told there's 250 computer users. 250 computer users. So we look at what we have already for computers. We have 30 and 45, which would be 75 people, and another 125. Right, 30, 45, and 125. So we have a total of 200 already. 250 total. So that means that we need to have 50 going in just the computer region there. Okay. So now we've taken care of all of our information except for two pieces. We have a 400 total. We would like to know how many go in this part of the car set. How many people are going to be over there in the car set? However, our problem never tells us how many total people have a car. So, without knowing how many total people have a car, we can't answer that question. The other thing we don't know is what's going out here. Okay, well, think about what people would be out there. They don't have a computer. they don't have a car, and they're not female. Well, if they're not female, they must be males. So we're looking for the number males that don't have a computer and don't have a car. And that's exactly what we were given, this little kind of off-the-wall number that didn't really fit with the other stuff. 35 males had neither a computer or a car. So we need to know that we know then that there's 35 people that go outside. And so the last thing we need to do now is figure out what goes in here. Well, there's 400 people total. 400 people total. We've accounted for every region except for that region there. So if there's 400 total, the whole box has to total up to 400. Well, if you take a moment and add up all of the numbers, and go ahead and do that. So if you add up everything that we had, you should get 285. We've accounted for 285 of those 400 students. And so everything has to add up to 400 total, so we need to then have 115 more students out here in the car universe. And now we have our Venn diagram completed. And if need be, we could then ask different questions about this Venn diagram. Okay, this Venn diagram is a little bit tougher than what I would likely give you on a test, because the data is a little bit more scrambled. But still illustrates the idea of working from the inside out. Working from the inside out. So hopefully this helps you with working with your Venn diagrams, learning how to get them set up. You might need to go back and replay through and kind of check on your own and work along with the video as you try to set up Venn diagrams.